It's such a it's such a controversial topic. I think it's got me a bit nervous. I won't lie, because I think
No man, is Lumberjack one of your favourites?
I'll be honest, but I asked Pedro, the community manager, Pedro Silva, the following question, and I will quote it. That in the pre-release marketing for the new gen version of Rust console, it was revealed that bigger maps, higher pop, and additional weather variations would be coming post-launch. Would you be able to shed some light on whether this is intended for release this year as part of any roadmap update, or if it's something planned for later on? Any information you'll be able to provide on this would be great.
Currently, they don't have a date for it. Right? They don't have a date for it. They don't know whether it's going to be this year or next year. So why say it's going to come? What's going on, everybody? It's Toxic here, back today with another Rust console based video. Today we're going to be talking with a fellow content creator in the space, Fluxified RC, if you want to introduce yourself.
What's going on, everyone? I am Fluxified. I make videos just like Toxic, basically talking about state of the game and latest updates, and we're here to talk about a few things, I'm pretty sure, right, Toxic?
Yeah, basically we copy each other with update videos. That's how we do it.
Pretty much, man. Pretty much.
So basically, Rust for me anyway has been sort of dry in the news space. So I thought it's kind of been a long time coming that I've wanted to touch base with a fellow content creator in a YouTube video. So I think Flux is a perfect person to sort of go on a tangent with surrounding this. Some of the topics that we're going to be diving into today is new recoil, the pros and cons for that, the new monument being the desert base, Lumberjack DLC, we've got the RCE content creator program, the performance issues with Rust console, and next update being the Arctic base. Will we see higher pop and bigger maps, which Fluxified actually has something on as well, so we'll be talking about all of that in today's video. So hitting it straight off, new recoil, pros and cons. Do you like it? If you do like it, why? If you don't like it, why?
It's such a it's such a controversial topic. I think it's good in some ways and bad in other ways is my honest answer. I think the main, obviously worst thing, which I think everyone is aware of at this stage, is the AK recoil is just atrocious. I don't know who is going to be able to realistically control that standing AK recoil, but I don't think I'm ever going to be able to do that, I'll be honest. Couple good things being like the semi-recoil, I think is standing a lot easier to do. Me personally, I could never too much control the old MP5 recoil. I know a lot of people could, but that's just kind of a me personally thing. So I do find this newer version where it's a lot easier, just kind of a straight pull down, to be easier in that regard. But the main weapon of Rust, you know, the standout weapon being the AK, the fact that it's in the place where you have to physically crouch and just not move to actually realistically use it it's rough, man. It's rough. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't like it. The thing is, Pedro came to me and was like, do you think the new recoil would come? Like, are you for it? And I was like, yeah, I want it to come to the game, because I think the whole aspect of the recoil being made somewhat easier makes for a sort of level playing field with people mouse and keyboard, and also legit players, and obviously the Corona Zen players as well. But when I first got into the game with the recoil, I was like, wow, this is the PC recoil, but just on console. So if obviously we've been playing this game for so long now, if we revert back to 2021, when we had the actual PC recoil in console, they then actually changed it and adjusted it so it was optimized for a controller. Now I feel personally anyway, the recoil that we have right now isn't optimized for a controller. The standing up recoil for the AK is nuts, absolutely nuts. And even crouched, it just is so weird. And I've been playing PC lately, and it's like this feels fine. This feels like it's for a mouse and keyboard. The recoil's fine, I can learn it. Maybe just a skill issue, but even people, I think Drew Drop-'em-Off said like something about if you can't control recoil, it's just a you problem. Even in some of his clips, the recoil was off. So I feel as if this recoil is actually more challenging. It definitely poses more challenges than the one we just had. So I'm hoping they tinker with it, because the divide in the community right now is striking, because it's, I don't know what the split is, but there's a lot of people that are like, I'm done with console. There's a lot of people saying, oh, I don't really like it, and there's quite a few people saying they do like it. So we're just gonna have to wait and see. How do you feel on the cheaters front with this new recoil?
It's got me a bit nervous, man, I won't lie, because I think take the AK for instance, how it's insanely hard for like legit players to control standing. Obviously crouching is it's easier to do, but obviously you have to crouch and just not move, which is a disadvantage I would say as a whole. But I worry for the state of how legit players are going to feel against cheaters, because I think it is going to be beneficial to cheaters to have those scripts, to have that no recoil and be able to, you know, move around with an AK or whatever that legit players just can't do.
Yeah, I think for a controller and for console, I think standing up, and I've said this in a TikTok, I feel as if the gameplay obviously on console is slower than PC. You can just watch a console player versus a PC player and you see the contrast and how the gameplay is just not as fast flowing as it was on PC. So to then prompt players to crouch and shoot their opponent makes the gameplay even slower, and I just think there needs to be standing recoil for AK, MP5 custom, basically any of the weapons that we have on the main branch should stay standing, in my opinion anyway, because it's just, I was on it for about a couple of hours on the PTB, like learning it and everything and live streaming it. I just came off of the game just like, I'm just not enjoying this. Again, this is just my opinion, but I just wasn't enjoying how it felt. It just, something weren't right, but there's plenty of players out there that, you know, do like it, and we'll just have to wait and see. In terms of cheaters, you obviously have stand-up recoil scripts, and then you'll have mouse and keyboard players being able to crouch faster because it's just easier playing mouse and keyboard than a controller, and the binding as well for it. People are changing like their B button, I don't know what that is, I think that's circle on PlayStation, but their B button to their right joystick to crouch. Also, crouching is the same joystick as you are controlling the recoil. It's just a lot more challenging than the recoil that we have now, so
and I think
I'm up for the skill.
Yeah, so no, absolutely, man, I completely agree, and I think there's something else we have to throw into the mix as well. There's the Cronus people, the keyboard and mouse guys, and you've also got the guys who are legit but have like official controllers as well with the back buttons that you can also bind to just crouch whenever you want as well, so you don't even have to take a finger off the stick, you don't have to do anything. Like, I'm one of those people, I have an official PlayStation controller that has those back buttons, and I think it's so many extra hurdles you have to go through where the casual players are just going to automatically just be at a disadvantage to people that have these things, even though they're legit, you know?
Yeah, you raise a good point there. I didn't actually think about that, but again, yeah, sort of modded controllers, if you will. It's another step up, and they're not cheap either, those things, and I have heard some bad things for Xbox controllers anyway, but the new recoil is coming Thursday, I believe, as far as Pedro said. We also have no updates whether they're actually tinkering with it, so I'm a bit concerned. I would have thought they would have said, based on, maybe they're going to come out and say that, but based on your feedback, we are going to do X, Y, and Z to this recoil. Otherwise, what was the point in the feedback form? I can't imagine most of the feedback on there is good feedback, because I definitely think that needs to be changed, but we'll have to wait and see about that. How have you found the new monument being the desert base? Have you used the MLRS yet?
So I've tried to go into the desert base so many times, and I'll be real, 90% of the times I just get DB'd in the back instantly. The times I have tried to go into it, I have obviously ran the monument as a whole. It's a procedural monument as well, so it's kind of got different layouts that it can spawn on each map, so sometimes it can be really good, sometimes it can be really bad. I think it's a really strong monument though. I think it stands alongside the better monuments in the game based off, if you get a good version of it, just how many crates you can get, and the bots also drop quite good loot as well. So it definitely has kind of a lot of benefits there. The MLRS I haven't been able to use purely because I genuinely don't know where I can find a reliable chance of getting an aiming module. I've found the missiles. Is it the lock crates? Maybe you get the modules, or am I just tripping there?
I'm not too sure. I don't want to guess on that.
It's a good monument though. It is a good monument, and I think it stands along the best. I mean, my current favorite to do is water treatment, and I think if you get a good version of that procedural kind of layout, it'll probably stand alongside kind of the best that has to offer, realistically.
Yeah, no, the monument itself, I've seen a couple people make videos about using the MLRS, and it seems like it's been a fun monument. I've run in there a couple of times, and the scientists just come out of nowhere. People say like console scientists are way more OP than the ones on PC, so I don't know quite how true that is. But it's good to see another monument coming into the game. I was just dead surprised about the fact that the maps didn't increase in size, because there's so many monuments crammed onto this map now. We are definitely losing space, and with the DLC that's coming as well, I was really surprised that it wasn't the Nomad, because that is literally a desert hazmat. This is a desert monument. They're now doing the Lumberjack. I mean, Lumberjack was leaked in the PTB or server that I was able to get a hold of. Like, someone was like, come in the server, you get admin. I was like, no, you're lying. And I joined it. I was like, wow, okay. There was so much stuff to do. It was crazy. You could spawn in launch site.
I think I saw that. Yeah, I saw that video.
You could spawn in the underground bits of like launch site at random parts of the map. You could be in the desert. Yeah, it was crazy. You could see a spray and everything. It was really weird. But yeah, the DLC I think is coming Thursday, I'd like to think. I mean, they definitely obviously want to cash in with the DLCs, but I'm surprised it's the Nomad. Is Lumberjack one of your favourites?
I'll be honest, it's not really. I am also surprised. I felt like we'd be getting kind of themed DLCs, like you said. And I mean, let's be honest, if we don't get the Arctic Hazmat with the next update, I think you of all most people will be a bit upset, because I know you want that AK, right?
Yeah, I was literally using it on PC today. It's just so nice. But again, you know what's concerning to me is that we moved to new gen thinking about, oh, there's so much possibilities now. It's like endless. Which, let's give Double 11 credit where credit's due. The updates have been coming thick and fast. You could argue that it's been overdue a bit because we've been held back by old gen. The reluctancy to have higher pop, the performance issues people are getting. OB has been vocal about this, obviously, in the Discord and also on a couple of my videos about how the frame rate is really, really bad. The performance that I've seen on gameplay has been awful. People have been getting stutters, that in raids they just can't, like, it is almost as if, did we actually leave old gen behind? It seems as if that the new gen consoles maybe aren't as good as we thought they would be in terms of holding this game. Obviously you've had a lot of experience with it with the clip you sent in. Have you found it really hard to play the game and raid people?
Yeah, I'm really struggling with it right now, I won't lie. I'll send you a few clips actually, if you want, and just show you like the extent of how bad it's been for me. But yeah, taking the clip you were talking about just, so I was roaming with a P2, killed an AK guy, started running to the guy's body, and I was literally lagging with every step I take. It was making that like sound that sounds like an egg frying. And yeah, by the time I got to the AK, picked it up, it lagged in my inventory as I tried to equip it, and then by the time I'd finally equipped it, I got shotgunned in the face by a naked with a pump shotgun. So that is just one of the times. I have other times where I literally can't ride a horse anymore. I will send you the clip for this as well, but I just get insane lag and rubber banding on absolutely fine ping. Like my download's like 500 megabytes a second, and yeah, I get insane rubber banding. Just a lot of things, man, a lot of things. It does feel a bit like we're taking a step more towards that kind of old gen again, which is what we were trying to leave behind, you know? And yeah, I've said this before, but I really hope that we get to see a brief amount of time, even after the roadmap, or even, you know, towards the end of the roadmap, where they just take a minute, stop the content for a second, and just give us a month just focusing on fixing the bugs, fixing the performance, and kind of charging head first into that.
Well, yeah, exactly. I think a point I raised was that we have enough content to go for like 2 or 3 months if they were to smoothen the performance of the game. One of the reasons that I've sort of stopped playing Rust console is due to the fact that it doesn't feel like the game is changing. What I mean by that is the same problems I had back in 2023, 2022, similar problems that we're having in 2025 going on to 2026. It just, you got the performance issues. As a content creator, especially one playing, this is why I sort of stopped playing. As a content creator that's playing and wanting to do raids, when you are rubber banding and unable to get good content, and you then go to the new gen, you're like, okay, this is gonna be much better. I was really hyped. I think I could speak for all of us on that point that we were all hyped for it. And then you have these sorts of gameplay issues, and you're like, why don't we just stick on old gen? What is going on? I think the performance issues right now, it seems like I'm like a yo-yo, because I was talking about this like 2 years ago now. So it's absolutely nuts, and yeah, hopefully it gets fixed, because we just had a quality of life update with all the performance fixes. So God knows what's going to happen. But going on to another topic, being the Ross Console Content Creator Program. I don't know how much you would like to say about this, but a little rundown for anyone that's not accustomed to what it is. Basically, there's been a couple of content creators along with some people from Double 11 in a Discord where we just basically talk about the game, relay feedback, anything to do with either cheating or updates, what people want, what needs fixing. For me, I was really hyped about the sounds of it, but as of right now, it feels as if we're collecting dust on a bookshelf. It feels as if with games nowadays, Rust on PC is so superior to console that the only way to appeal to an audience for this game, for Rust console to somewhat shine, is its content creators. And it just feels as if that they're not taking it not seriously, but they're not giving us a lot to try and emphasize how good the game can be. Would you agree, or do you have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I do agree. I'll be honest with you. I think as far as getting feedback goes, obviously we all play the game quite a lot. It's one of our favorite games, right? So I feel like we do get that chance. But in terms of being content creators, on a personal note, I'd like to see kind of more community focused things. I mean, we all have communities. It'd be nice to do something all together. Looking at the PC version, you've got Twitch Rivals, so many other events are done, and it would be nice to see some kind of thing like that, just to get all of our communities together, because we do in a way market the game, right? So it'd be good to have some kind of big event getting us all together. And I think it's something me and you have actually talked about before, right? Doing some kind of event with us all.
Yeah. It feels as if content creators don't actually talk to each other that much. I don't really speak to many content creators besides you and a couple of others. But even when I was playing content, it doesn't seem like many talk to each other. They could, obviously, behind the scenes. Some people do collabs here and there. Yeah, it just... I try to throw ideas out there to do an event, and there was a couple of people like yourself, you're like proper up for it, and then some people just didn't say anything. And it's kind of like... It's sort of, again, another thing why I'm more homing in on PC, more attracted to that, because I speak to quite a lot of people over on PC, and everyone's just talking. There's so much communication, and it's just much more welcoming, I guess. So I don't know, hopefully Double 11 can utilize us a bit more, but I don't know, because we've been around long enough now. It's been 4 years. If nothing's happened in the first 4 years, then who's to say there's going to be a drastic change in the next 4 or so years. With that, I'm surprised we actually haven't had a sort of another wave of content creators to come into the sort of space that we're in, because there is a lot. And again, it's sort of, we're not utilizing the community that we've got that are creating content and marketing the game.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, new gen, I think when we originally spoke, obviously I started my channel around February now, and kind of been making videos since then. But I remember one of the first things you said to me was that, new gen is going to bring a lot of new people to the game, new content creators on the space. And yeah, I don't think we've seen much of that yet, and maybe that's due to some of the issues we've brought up today, and things that could need a bit of work. But I agree. I thought there'd be kind of quite a big influx of new people with this crazy massive update we've got, but just doesn't seem to have happened just yet.
No, it's not come to fruition. But I'll leave it for you to say, for bigger maps or bigger pop. Obviously, I said at the start of the video, you have something for us on that front. Did you want to go ahead and explain it?
Yeah, absolutely. So I was actually going to make a video prior to my PC just breaking out completely. And I was going to focus it completely on the bigger maps and higher pop servers that we knew in the pre-release marketing was going to come to Rust console eventually. You know, we were never going to given a date, and this was before we had any sort of roadmap as well, so it was all kind of up in the air. But I asked Pedro, the community manager, Pedro Silva, the following question, and I will quote it. I said, in the pre-release marketing for the new gen version of Rust console, it was revealed that bigger maps, higher pop, and additional weather variations would be coming post-launch. Would you be able to shed some light on whether this is intended for release this year as part of any roadmap update, or if it's something planned for later on? Any information you'll be able to provide on this would be great. And Pedro responded with the following: hey Flux, happy to chat with you about it. So it will come, but we have no date for it. We have plans to test some of that soon, but it's unclear if it will come this year or next year. And this was on the 18th of September, just for reference there as well.
So that was when?
18th of September, dude.
18th of September. Okay, so currently they don't have a date for it, right? They don't have a date for it. They don't know whether it's going to be this year or next year. So why say it's going to come out on the pre-release marketing of the game?
Yeah.
Why do that? It's everybody wants it. Don't go and say, yeah, it's going to happen. Well, yeah, of course it's going to happen. We just want to know when. But they don't know when. So why say it? The best thing to say is it will happen. We just don't have a date for it. But put it in the pre-release marketing. Yes, covering themselves, and they've not said a specific date. But the context of it is that you're announcing this sort of thing just prior to the release of the game, which gets people thinking, oh, it's going to come, you know, a couple months into the game. But it's going to be 2026, and you know, we still haven't seen anything about it. I mean, people were saying on Twitter, when is it going to come? I think myself included commented on Twitter, and the admin of the Twitter account was like, be patient. But yeah, I mean, bigger maps is it's definitely needed within the game, but I argue more towards more pop, because as much as we have these vehicle transportation systems, it still feels as if there's not a lot of activity. And I'm not even just talking PvP. You're just doing your daily farm and you run into someone. When it moved to 3.5 km maps, I didn't get the same feeling as I did with 3 km maps. There was so much more activity. Doesn't need to be PvP. It just, you know, just coming up against someone, farming against each other, or something like that. I don't know how you felt between the 3 km to the 3.5 km and sticking with the 100 pop. What's your opinion on that?
The 3 km launch site PvP, dude, was top tier. It was so good, man. Absolutely. You know, I do think higher pop needs to come. I mean, both of them do, but higher pop, completely agree. My reasons are more so geared toward the queues as well. I think the queues in the game are insane now. One of the content creators the other day in our in the content creator program shared a 98 player queue they were in. And I mean, yeah, it's always stacked up, man. Higher pop would obviously aim to fix a lot of those issues. There is that question of, you know, does the game have the audience to satisfy, because every server wouldn't go up to high pop, right? Assumably it would just be certain ones were 150, 200 and so forth. So there's that kind of question as well. But I mean, it's just something we need, even for someone like me that likes to build, you know, having the space to build on the map. And nowadays, wherever you look, there's a base. You find a cool place on the map that looks really cool, there's 20 bases there, because like you said, there's 4 new monuments added this year if you include military tunnels technically, right? So yeah, space is being took up, and I think that we really need to see that again for the PvP as well, which is, I would argue, half of Rust is the PvP, the challenge of the PvP, showing the people that you live next to who's the better at PvP. You know, it's part of the thing. So yeah, all of these things need to come, and I really do think it was announced a little bit early, and it may be just to get, you know, that hype for for new gen going, but to have a roadmap announced like quite soon after new gen released, and for it just to not be on that roadmap at all is quite surprising, honestly, considering how it was meant to come. Yeah, it's a fun one.
Yeah, I think just be more transparent with the community and be like, this is the roadmap, and you know, we did mention that we're bringing higher pops. We want to get all of this content out to you before we do that update, because obviously we know from the community feedback the game is lacking content, so we want to do a complete overhaul, which they have done, to their credit. I mean, when we got into new gen, they were literally adding everything left, right and centre, but with a new snow biome monument in the Arctic base and everything, which is, all these things are taking up space, and you know, the more you have stuff around you, there's not a huge amount of clear space around you on the map, because not only do you have bases literally on your doorstep or wherever, but you're also going to have monuments as well. So the performance again is quite concerning of how it's going to be dealt with. I hope Double 11 come through with all of that, but it's going to be interesting to see what 2026 has in store for the game, because a lot of people, as we know, the community is shifting. The people that we kind of played with in the community have either stopped playing the game or they've moved to PC, and there's so many more people that have come into the game and they're just completely new to it. It's quite interesting to see how the evolution of the community's been, definitely over the last couple of years or so. I'm hoping they fix a lot with the anti-recoil scripts and the cheating. I don't know how you felt about the ban waves, because I've said I think I'm posting a video today on my second channel talking about how I don't quite get the ban waves, because it seems, I could be wrong, but it seems as if there's huge ban waves, but if you've got someone who's cheating, why don't you just ban them on the spot? And I don't know how it works, but yeah, it feels as if they ban a load of people and they're like, oh yeah, this is ban wave. It's like, cool, but they were still playing the game when you maybe detected them a couple of days ago, so why haven't they been banned? How do you feel about the ban waves?
It's an interesting one. I think the developers have said that they do it so in waves so that the cheat makers kind of can't catch on to what is getting them detected. But at the same time, like you said, you know, some people cheat and the devs know they're cheating and they just don't get banned for, you know, a while until the next one, which puts everyone playing against them at that kind of disadvantage. More so for me, I would like to see, if possible, you know, some kind of statistics, you know, a bit like what the Delta Force developers are doing on, you know, how many people have been banned each month. And just from a community side, I think that would be good for people to see, you know, to know the anti-cheat is working, for any people who have like doubts in that, and just, you know, get that kind of community good faith going. Personally, I just like to see that, you know, as someone that doesn't go on TikTok too much, I don't go on too much social media, so I don't see, you know, people complaining that they're being banned too much. All I know is that there is an anti-cheat in this game, and I hope it works, because I don't go on social media, so I don't know anything else. So it'd be nice to have some kind of statistic somewhere, whether it's, I don't know, in the game, in a little pop-up on the menu or something, just to say, you know, we're on to this, this is how many people we've banned, or something, some kind of statistic I just would like to see. But overall, the developers are telling us the anti-cheat is working. I would like it to be something a bit closer to PC. How on PC it will just say, you know, within, what is it, they say 10-15 minutes or something like that, they just get instantly banned straight away. That is the ideal, because I don't think, if the devs know people are cheating, they should be just playing for however many days or weeks even it is till the next ban wave.
Yeah, I mean, we don't even know, obviously we don't know what the anti-cheat does. For all we know, the anti-cheat could just get the data of the fact they're on, let's say, PlayStation or Xbox and they've been playing the game, but they are also associated with Zen and Zim Discords. So they might not even be taking in data in-game of their spray or whatnot. So I don't know, there's so many ifs and buts around it, but the thing is, with the statistics coming out, which I'd love them to come out, but for this reason I feel they might not, and that's due to the fact that whenever I inquired in the Discord about cheating, we were always told it's not that many. It's not that many. It's 1% of the community. No, if you're saying 10% or 20% of the community, you're delusional. It's not that. So what if the amount of people that they banned on the game was actually a lot of players? It would then show that the game in fact had a cheating problem, and the numbers we were fed were actually not true. So as much as transparency would, serve the community to see that the anti-cheat is working and what they're doing is working, it also could create a argument as if to say, well, we told there was not a huge cheating problem. Why the hell is that number so high? So I don't know. That's so yeah. It's a lot to think about and sort of digest. Is there anything you wanna say before we end the video? You can plug yourself, do whatever you need to do.
Fluxified, go subscribe. I think overall, I just want to say, if the developers specifically do watch this, I think that the content the developers have been putting out is good. Content is good to have, and in old gen, dude, we went months without new content. It was like a long time before we got new content, especially in the run up to new gen. So that is good. And I don't like to point out, okay, guys, this performance issue is crazy, it's insane, people are not liking the experience they're having, but at the end of the day, like, this is the experience I'm having, and I have to be honest about that. I have to be honest with you guys about that. So yeah, hopefully some change can come across from that. And again, it's all kind of constructive feedback really about, just honest issues I'm personally experiencing. But yeah, I mean, overall, I'm happy with the content. New stuff is always good, especially after, having so long, and I'm intrigued to see what 2026 holds as well in terms of the roadmap we'll have for that year too.
100%. I think as much as maybe I talk a Debbie down on the game, the game has done a lot and come a long way in the last half a year or so, especially since the next gen or new gen version, which will be the only version out as of the end of October, I believe, with the old gen concluding, which, a lot of memories on that game, but there's always an end to a story and a beginning to a new one. So thank you, Fluxified, for coming on. I'll put all your channels in the description, and if anyone's new here, go subscribe to his channel. I'm not gonna, well, do I say he does better content than me? I'll be down to you guys. So yeah, thank you for coming on, and thank you for watching, guys. See you in the next one.